Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So, I finally put him up there with my 3 Batman. I switched Naruto over there. I'm not liking him, but, you know. No. I do like him, but... and then there's Miles. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys that real quickly before we get into the meat of the video. I'm Ronimus2099. Welcome back to my channel. See you in a few. So as it is, I'm Ronimus2099, and we're going to take a look at a figure and a character that I love, but a lot of people didn't enjoy when he came out. So I'm going to talk about some of his flaws, and highlighting some of his best traits, what I love about him, what I also know people hate about him, and why I needed him. This is a reanalyzation of Marvel Legends Nighthawk. So I love Nighthawk. He was a villain, and then he was a hero, and he was just kind of one of those characters that I always had a liking for. You know, he was a little obscure, so whenever I brought him up, people were like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "Ba-bam, this guy, this amazing guy." And I love him. And I understand why people don't love him. One, he's an obscure character. He's been in no real movies. I think he was in like one TV show. Even then, it was just like one episode. I think I'm trying to remember what show it was that he was in. He was in one show, at least I remember. One Avengers show for at least like an episode, maybe less, definitely less. And was really only in the comics and never really had his own solo title. He was always kind of on a team. So he was less of a Captain America type, who's a part of a team, part of many teams, but he's not the team founder, basically. If that makes any sense. And this guy is amazing. So he always had a long, luscious cape, and yeah, since it's not since it's not fabric cape, it is big plastic, big plastic. I don't really know how they could do it with fabric without doing many wires keeping this suspended, or they would have to just do plastic here and then cloth at the bottom, and that wouldn't look nice whatsoever, so I'm fine with them doing plastic. And yeah, and this is how it goes. I love the kind of complex cape. I love capes in general with characters. If they're different, unique, and kind of cool, you know, I like him. Now, he doesn't have any real powers and abilities, so he was more of a, Night Thrasher type. Night Thrasher, someone who's super obscure, but a lot of people love him. I prefer, in terms of that kind of rich boy going against them, kind of going against the grain, I prefer that with Rose. Would love to see a solo Rose movie. That would be great. Him, like, kind of being a little more brutal than Matt Murdock. I think that could be kind of cool. Like, Daredevil is like, Jesus, you're brutal. Something like that. That could be really cool. Him fighting Kingpin and then Kingpin realizing it's his son. That could be cool. Anyway, I love that. But Nighthawk. And of course, Nighthawk is using all reused parts. But except the possibility, well, definitely the cape, the possibility of the fans. I was going to say finger claws. I was going to say fingers, and then I was going to say hands. I said fans. The hands, the head. Everything else is reuse. These were on the Hawkeye figure, and this is the traditional Bucky cap buck, which was a nice body. I'm not gonna lie, it's a nice body. If I've been collecting Marvel Legends since they came out with Bucky cap, yeah, I'd hate this body because I'd be like, they're just reusing the same figure again and again, and I wouldn't like that. But this time, I don't have many of them. I only have one, this one, and I don't think I have any others on the Bucky Cap body, so I'm not too disgruntled by it. But I do actually really like his look. I mean, look, his silhouette is a giant cape, and yeah, that's it. His cape is a big spotlight of his character. There's never an issue where he didn't have his cape on or something. And it was always sort of like a a creepy thing. Like, it always kind of seemed like magical. It made him kind of imposing. Like, you see this and you're like, geez, that's a hawk. And I know that he did, like, I think could, like, put his fists under it and, like, glide, basically. He'd do that. And I think he could fly in a couple issues. I don't really remember. Everything is hazy. But yeah, I like him. I like him. Now, I know a lot of people don't like him because of reuse, and also him feeling like a pointless figure. Why is he in a Thanos Build-A-Figure wave? Well, they needed that to be out, along with the movie. And just remember that they couldn't spoil anything about the movie in that first wave. So there was just Captain America, Thanos, and Ronan. Those were it. Those were the movie figures. So they knew, like, okay, let's just pump them full of comic book figures. I feel like they at least should have done some Avengers ones, but they didn't, so we can't be too mad at them, because they still gave us figures that we love. I mean, Hercules is one of the best figures of all of them. So I understand why people don't like him, but I don't see why you need to hate him. Or, as a matter of fact, Solemn. He's actually a really, really good figure. He's a good figure. He's a fun, posable one. And I enjoy him, you know? I'm hoping that you're enjoying this sort of re-look series. This will be probably the last one for at least a week. I plan on doing some newer reviews, finding some figures that I didn't review, or just talking about some other things. I'll start doing more different content, but of course, to get to that different content, we have to find our footing. So take this as a find my footing, reanalyzing, re-reviewing a figure that I love and a character that I love that a lot of people don't. I'm not going to give the history of Nighthawk, I'm not going to do that stuff, but I do think that he is a at least decent figure. You know? Decent. I can promise more newer figures coming in. I do want to review the new McFarlane Wonder Woman, and I do want to finish up collecting the Justice League Dark series of characters from lines. I need Etrigan, definitely. I definitely need Deadman, Swamp Thing, Constantine, Zatanna, and a couple others. But anyway, that's what I plan on doing in the future. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Subscribe. If you don't know, most of my content is Marvel oriented. I do like to talk about Transformers and DC, since all three of those were really important things in my childhood. And I occasionally love to review movies, talk about movies, do ranking videos. So if you're at all interested in that, you should probably subscribe. And I didn't mention the one big thing that I like doing, stop motions. You probably came to this channel because of stop motions. Now, if you haven't already, I've been noticing my YouTube powers, that most of you who subscribe don't get notifications and watch my videos that way. You don't click on the notification or something like that. So when you subscribe, make sure you tap that notification bell. That bell, it will ring. And that way you're just making sure that you will watch and get my videos in case there's something that you want to see and you don't want to miss out. Well, you gotta subscribe. I plan on doing a little more comic book talk shop. I do want to influence you guys to buy more comics, because it is a struggling business, especially since this whole thing happened, where people aren't buying them, they aren't printing them. Now they have been printing them, so I really recommend you guys shopping and buying them, because that way they'd stay more afloat. You know, that'd be great for them, because I enjoy going in there every Wednesday-ish, breathing in that paper aroma, picking out a couple, taking them home, read them in through the week. Next Wednesday, do the same thing. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video, where I do something crazy. I'm gonna fill a bathtub full of Coke and Mentos, and then I'm gonna bury every figure that uses the Bucky Cat body in it, and finally put them in a trash compactor where they finally belong. We'll see ya in that video. That was a joke. I just gotta make that clear. That was a joke. Alright, bye.